Modern Real Estate Practice, page 289. Unit 16, Real Estate Appraisal. Learning Objectives. When you have finished reading this unit, you will be able to explain appraisal concepts and the process employed by the appraiser. Describe the characteristics of value and price and explain how they differ. Describe the three approaches to value and define the following key terms: accrued depreciation, anticipation, appraisal, appraiser independence requirements, AIR, assemblage, broker's price opinion, BPO, capitalization rate, change, competition, conformity, contribution, cost approach, depreciation, economic life, external obsolescence, functional obsolescence, gross income multiplier, GIM, gross rent multiplier, GRM, highest and best use, income approach, law of diminishing returns, law of increasing returns, market data approach, market value, net operating income, NOI, physical deterioration, plottage, progression, reconciliation, regression, sales comparison approach, sales price, substitution, supply and demand, uniform standards of professional appraisal practice, USPAP, and value. End of page. Page 290, overview. Appraisal is a distinct area of specialization within the world of real estate professionals. Most real estate transactions require an appraisal by a licensed or certified real estate appraiser to provide a clearer understanding of the market's response to a subject property. Real estate professionals also must be aware of the fundamental principles of valuation in order to complete an accurate and effective comparative market analysis, CMA, that assists seller clients in arriving at a reasonable asking price and buyer clients to make appropriate offers based on current market conditions. In addition, knowledge of the appraisal process allows the real estate professional to recognize a questionable appraisal. Appraising. An appraisal is an opinion of value based on supportable evidence and approved methods. An appraisal report is an opinion of market value on a property given to a lender or client with detailed market information. An appraiser is an independent professional trained to provide an unbiased opinion of value in an impartial and objective manner, following an identified appraisal process. Appraising is a professional service performed for a fee. It is a breach of ethics and accepted practice to collect a commission for an appraisal based on the value of the property appraised. An accurate, objective appraisal is an important part of a real estate transaction, as well as a safeguard against a fraudulent transaction. The Dodd-Frank Act required changes to the Truth in Lending Act and other legislation to prohibit the coercion and other activities that influenced appraisals in many cases of fraud that occurred during the housing crisis of the past decade. Fannie Mae initiated Appraiser Independence Requirements, AIR, that took effect October 15th of 2010. A copy of the AIR can be found at Fannie Mae. Regulation of Appraisal Activities. Title 11 of the Financial Institutions Reform, Recovery, and Enforcement Act of 1989, FIREA, requires that any appraisal used in connection with a federally related transaction be performed by a competent individual who is licensed or certified by the state in which the appraiser practices. Every state now has an appraiser licensing agency which is required by FIREA to be separate from the agency that licenses real estate professionals. A federally related transaction is any real estate related financial transaction in which a federal financial institution or regulatory agency is engaged. These transactions involve the sale, lease, purchase, investment, or exchange of real property. They also include the financing, refinancing, or use of real property as security for a loan or an investment, including mortgage-backed securities. Appraisals of residential property valued at $250,000 or less are exempt and need not be performed by licensed or certified appraisals. Non-residential properties valued at more than $250,000 require a certified appraiser. State licensing and certification criteria for appraisers must conform to the requirements of the Appraisal Subcommittee of the Federal Financial Institutions Examination Council, as recommended by the Appraiser Qualifications Board, AQB. Page 291 of the Appraisal Foundation. The Appraisal Foundation is a not-for-profit organization composed of representatives of the major appraisal and related groups. In conducting an appraisal, an appraiser must follow the Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practice, USPAP, established by the Appraisal Standards Board, ASB, of the Appraisal Foundation. Members of the AQB meet regularly to review and make recommendations for changes to the level of education and experience required of appraisers. Members of the ASB also meet often to discuss revisions and updates to USPAP. Both of these boards are composed of practicing appraisers, state officials, and educators. The Appraisal Foundation has also created the Appraisal Practices Board, APB, which offers voluntary guidance to appraisers, regulators, and users of appraisal services on recognized valuation methods and techniques for all valuation disciplines. More information about the Appraisal Foundation and links to all of the Appraisal Foundation boards can be found at www.appraisalfoundation.org. USPAP undergoes review and revision in a 2-year cycle, starting with an even number year. The current update can be read at www.uspap.org. Organizations for appraisers. Most appraisers work as independent contractors, even when they are employed by a large appraisal management company. But appraisers are also employed by public agencies. Numerous trade associations are available for appraisers and are valuable sources of education, legal updates, and networking opportunities. Some of the largest are the following: American Society of Appraisers, www.appraisers.org. American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers, Incorporated, www.asfmra.org. Appraisal Institute, www.appraisalinstitute.org. International Association of Assessing Officers, International Right-of-Way Association, National Association of Independent Fee Appraisers. Comparative market analysis. Not all estimates of value are by professional appraisers. As you have already learned, real estate professionals often prepare a comparative market analysis, CMA, for a seller or buyer. A CMA is distinctly different from an appraisal report offered by a licensed or certified appraiser. An appraisal is based on a detailed analysis of market conditions, the features of the subject property, and comparable properties in the neighborhood, recent sales and listing land value, and current construction costs, all the elements that a lender wants to consider in determining whether or not to make a loan and accept the property as security for the debt. The CMA focuses on properties similar to the subject property in size, location, and amenities for the purpose of deriving a likely listing price or offering price. The CMA analysis is based on recently closed properties, solds, properties currently on the market, competition for the subject property, and properties that did not sell, expired listings in the area. End of page.